Today, President Obama convened a National Security Council meeting on ISIS as fighting rages on in the Iraqi city of Fallujah. For nearly 2 years, government forces have been waging a battle there, the same place where more than 100 U.S. service members died in 2004. And now U.S. military advisors are actively helping with plans to retake that city. Meantime, the Pentagon now says a top Islamic State leader was killed in Iraq's Anbar province, officials claiming that Abu Wahib and 3 others were hit in a coalition airstrike on May 6th, marking a major blow to the terrorist network's leadership. Well, Carl Higbie is the author of a new book that's just out today, Enemies Foreign and Domestic, a SEAL's Story. He's also a former Navy SEAL and a Donald Trump supporter. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me on.
So as a Navy SEAL, you served 2 tours during Operation Freedom.
Yep.
And when you hear what's going on in Fallujah today, how does that make you feel? What do you think?
It drives me nuts. The fact that we had a premature pullout of Iraq by an administration that had no experience on managing war, managing troops, or anything whatsoever, and disregarded the Pentagon's and the military officials' advice. I mean, it's a real slap in the face to the soldiers and service members who fought there, and I think that we're in dire need of a strong new president.
And so what do you think needs to be some of the policy changes?
Well, I think first, fundamentally, we need to commit to win this war. If we're going to go back in there, we need to be committed to win it. I mean, look, we're not at war with Japan or Germany, but we're still there. We've maintained some level of occupancy, some level of presence in that area for our own interest, and we need to be willing to do the same thing. You just destabilize a region, overthrow a government. They don't want or not, they're not intelligent enough to understand Western or Jeffersonian democracy, so they can't do it without our help over the long term, and we have to be willing to do that. We also have to be willing to be as ruthless as our enemy, and if we're not,
and they are ruthless, because looking at some of the latest headlines, ISIS uses 2,000 families in Iraq's Fallujah as human shields, you know, kidnapping 10 boys, young boys, and beheading them. I mean, we hear these stories time and time again, and Fallujah being described itself as a ghost town now.
Right, exactly. And the problem here is you're sending American troops over there. The U.S. soldier is the most effective fighting weapon the world has ever known. But if you're going to send soldiers over there, let us do our job. Let us kill bad guys. If you want to be diplomatic, send diplomats.
And you said, and I liked this phrase, you talked about chopping off the head of the monster.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. We keep chopping off the head of the monster. We keep, getting the top guy in an airstrike or whatever. We have the power to vaporize a building anywhere in the world at any given time. But the fact is, we need to be willing to kill mass numbers of these people and scare them so much that they go back in their hole and they don't mess with America anymore.
And that takes boots on the ground, not just airstrikes?
Thousands of boots on the ground, indefinitely. It takes massive airstrikes, a coordinated attack. I was a JTAC. I called in many of these airstrikes, and I understand that you need a support network on the ground in order to make these airstrikes effective. But you have to be willing to fight a ground war like we did when we took the city of Fallujah. Went in, wiped through it, called it a day, we won. All
right. Carl Higbie joining us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing your personal experience.
Thank you very much.
And your book is out today, Enemies Foreign and Domestic, a SEAL's Story.
Grab it.